Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I will walk you through how I created these cutting boards. I will give a descriptive walkthrough of the step-by-step process that I followed. So, I initially bought rough lumber from the lumber yard. For this batch, I bought sapele, white oak, maple, and black walnut. First, what I need to do is to plane the faces, and what you're seeing here is because the faces are irregular and I do not have a jointer, I'm just attaching it to a flattening sled, and I'm putting it in a wedge at different points in place so that it doesn't wobble, and then I'm using hot glue to attach it to the sled. Now I'm running it through my planer, and basically what I'm doing is I'm flattening it on one side, and then I'll turn it over and flatten the other side. I will do it for all the boards in this batch. Ripping the boards to almost equal size would make the assembly process easier later. Next, I'm laying out a mixed pattern which will bring out the colors, and then you can do it according to your own taste, and then I would be gluing all of these boards up with no gaps. The most important step here is to ensure that you put in a lot of glue to ensure there are no gaps. You don't want any gaps showing, so make a tight fit and put in a lot of glue. It's okay if it comes out when you clamp it. You can wipe it down. I'm also using Tile Bond 3 glue because it's apparently foot safe. So I leave it clamped for about 24 hours and then take the clamp out after that. Here you're seeing how rough the surface looks after the gluing. Now we need to take it back to the planer to flatten both the sides out. Now I'm cross-cutting a small thickness on my miter saw so that the ends are flush. Now I'm dripping the pieces a very small thickness on both the sides, basically to get rid of any glue deposits on the side. Now I'm adding a chamfer to the bottom as a decorative element. So I've inclined the table saw blade to 45 degrees, and as you're seeing it, I'm running the piece through it. So at the end, it'll look like a beautiful chamfer at the bottom. Now I'm adding a roundover to the top by taking it through the roundover bit on the router table. This incorporates a nice design element and makes the top rounded. Now I'm going to be sanding using different grits, starting with the 80, 100, 120, 150, 180 and 240. Basically, I do the grooves that you're seeing with hand with the 100 grit sandpaper, and then the remaining is basically going through 80, 120, 150, 180, and then spraying the water to raise the grain, letting it dry for some time, and then using a 240. Now for the almost final parts of the finishing, I'm going to add some cutting board oil and letting it soak into the wood and leaving it overnight. This is an extremely important step for the finish and for the colors to really pop out and shine through. So you're putting it in a bucket like this and you're dunking it in the cutting board oil and making sure it's fully spread out and just leaving it overnight to come and take a look next morning. The last step in the sanding is really wiping off the cutting board oil and then using a 320 grit sandpaper to sand through to give the final finish. The last step in this process is applying wood wax. I'm using walrus wood wax. I'm just putting it on, spreading it lightly, rubbing it in, and then letting it sit for some time. And this completes the process. As you're seeing, it gives a very beautiful finish to the wood. I hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for watching.